when Mazurenko was the only one selling them, Bob Brown copied his, and then I copied Bob Brown's. Basic wrist wrench, it's just a pipe. You wrap the strap around it. So this would be for left-handed, right? So if I'm pulling on this, right?
Right.
Now, the type that has the bar across it, stay away from that. Those are stupid. Jesus, they're so dumb. And that's the original one. You don't want the one with the bar across it. Then they got them now with a strap across it where you put your hand in it. If you buy one of those, don't put the strap across the back of your hand because you're no longer holding on.
Yeah, it's holding on to you.
The whole point of this is to force you to hold something with your palm open so that you can generate force, but that forces you to relax these fingers. The whole point of the wrist wrench is not to get this white knuckle tight grip like what Travis is preaching, but to give you a John Brezink style grip where you control it, and then without the bar, this is a little bit more unstable.
And you keep your contained.
And then you go through and you do your normal high pulley side pressure now, and you train with this, with the table parallel to the force and perpendicular.
Okay.
The way some Plinkoff and Chafee pull, they pull this way.
Right.
So if you wanted to pull like them, you would train this way. But for straight side pressure development, to get the shoulder right, to get your elbow conditioned, you're going to do parallel stuff. I am currently doing 10 sets of 5, and last Friday I was using 80 pounds, and when I do side pressure, I go 1, first reps there, 2, third reps to the peg, then I transition to the Jerry Caderet move, 4th rep there, 5th rep there. Okay, I'm adding 2.5 pounds every week until that stops. All right.
Hitting different vectors.
Hitting different vectors because we're not weightlifters. We don't have a groove we have to fight in. You got to be able to fight
from all angles.
Yes. Okay. Wrist wrench. This will be your go-to handle. You can buy them. That's homemade.
Quick question on those homemaking them.
Yes.
Is PVC? Well, there's PVC. I was going to ask.
Please hold all your questions to the end.
You'll see the demonstration.
I've made PVC versions too. This is a little bit smaller.
Okay, yeah.
But I use this one all the time because, to be honest, that's what John Brezink's hand feels like to me.
What's that? 4
This is
inch?
smaller. I can lift a lot more weight with this one.
Yeah.
But nobody's hand feels like this. Everybody in the super heavyweight class, their hand feels like that.
That's a 3-inch, right?
This?
That's 4 inch. That looks like 4.5.
This is probably 3.5. It's just a piece of metal pipe. But you got to size it to your different weight classes and stuff.
Toddzilla had to use metal because PVC won't hold up to side pressure.
Yeah, this is what they call a multi-spinner. This is what, I don't know who called it a multi-spinner.
Okay.
I don't know why. There's nothing multi about it, and there's nothing spinning about it. I really hate the way they invent names for it.
Okay.
Same thing though. It's basically half a wrist wrench.
Sounds Canadian.
Right?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so.
But once again, right, so this is gripped. This I primarily use perpendicular to the table because this is how I train, because this is what I feel like when people are top rolling me, so I'm doing the same thing to counteract that. Okay? And I'll keep adding weight side pressure. When that stops working, I will then use the multi-spinner on parallel table work, but I'll use it as a supinating motion. All right? So then I'll still do 1, 2, 3. Even if I'm doing, on all this stuff, I do, Louis Simmons calls it the conjugate method, which just means variation. But even if I'm doing back pressure, these I'm doing sets of 10. No, I'm doing sets of 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, working up to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way back to 20. Okay. Travis advocates the whole locking your thumb, clenching your knuckle stuff. Small. This is basically a small multi-spinner. There's no sense wrapping around because it's so tiny.
Right.
Same basic handle, just PVC. Okay. So once again, and you can do a max effort. Now, when we get to max effort days, right? So far we got 3 handles. The table can be perpendicular or parallel. So that's 6 1-rep maxes. plus another one, because you can turn this up and down. So that makes 7. Same with this one, 8. So we got 8 1-rep maxes. So there's a 1-rep max that you don't even repeat for 8 weeks. Then, this is the classic. You see a lot of people doing the pronating weight stuff. I do the same thing, but I'll use this towel, both
Pulley system.
perpendicular, parallel, and then in parallel, supinate it as well. I don't usually supinate it coming across, because that's training you to push down, and that's just, you know.
You're not going down.
That ain't never gonna happen
No,
in a real tournament.
maybe for Aiello, he's kind of so tall.
Yeah, but what he does, this motion isn't this way down, it's shoulder roll
Down
down.
to the side.
And you can train that by putting the table parallel and supinating it down. That's the Aiello motion right there. But this is, I do a lot of hooking this to the weight stat, and then just doing the pronating biceps. Wide, medium, narrow. And then just another different size wrist wrench. So what we have is,
Don't lie, you got one on each damn arm, don't you?
we have 3 handles. We can do 2 different directions times 2 table motions. So that's 3 times 2 times 2. So that's 6 times 2, which is 12.
Yep.
Then I got these 2, which can do 2 different table directions. So that's 2 times 2, which is 4. So that's 6. So right here, this could be a 16-week 1-rep max. So you would never duplicate an exercise
Right.
on
That's
max day for 16 weeks. So you should be able to, through the rest of your workout, add enough volume and support exercises that every 16 weeks you set a new record.
Okay.
That's got to be that's got to be all the inspiration and ambition you need. Every
Yeah.
time you go down there on max day, is I'm going to add 2.5 pounds to what I did 16 weeks ago. And you've got 16 weeks to train for it and get your diet right and everything else. So that's my basic weight training philosophy. Now on speed day, since I'm fighting faggoty ass top rollers, so that's max day. Speed day is always the table up perpendicular because of their top rollers. So I'll do a speed day with the multi-spinner 1 week. Okay. I do a speed day with my wrist wrench just because this trains the whole hand. Right? So week 1 will be multi-spinner speed day, and speed day is always with bands, and it's always roughly 60-80% of your 1-rep max. So I'll go multi-spinner, wrist wrench, and then a pronating towel. So I only vary the speed day every 3rd week. So every 3rd week I do this, then this, then this, then this, then this, then this. And then volume day is whatever is perceived to be something I need work capacity on. So currently my volume day is a parallel table wrist wrench, and that's 10 sets of 5, and then it's these pronating bicep curls, and this is like 3 to 4 sets of like 20 or something.
Okay.
And I add weight to it every week. So this is currently in the 130, 140 pound range or whatever it is.
For reps?
Mm-hmm.
Shit,
For
yeah.
like 20 reps. Sets of 5.
And that's your rise up
10
pressure.
Sets of 5 side pressure, and then back pressure is like sets of 20.
Okay.
But
So-
you could reverse. There's no science to it.
Right.
Because then after that stops working, I'll swap the 2.
Switch it up.
Swap the order of it, but just keep working the same basic. I don't train wrist, biceps, triceps, fingers. I train side pressure, back pressure, down pressure, up.
Right,
I
the
train.
4
I train the big muscle
The
groups.
elements, the different directions. Okay.
Because
many days a
power
week?
lifters train squatting, deadlifting, bench pressing.
Right.
They don't train calves, front quads, back quads. They do all that stuff after the big lift.
Right.
So after these basic lifts, then 2 sets of wrist curls, 2 sets of reverse wrist curls, JM presses or shoulders or all that auxiliary stuff.
Yeah.
But the main exercises are never bodybuilding type muscle isolating things.
And it sounds like you're not in the gym for long periods per day.
About an hour or so.
About an hour.
I'll train. I'm currently doing 7 workouts a week, roughly an hour and a half,
Okay.
including warm up. When the season's back on, I'll do between 12 and 14.
Okay.
So you're just building overall strength from every angle, not really training specific for anybody.
Yeah, what I just explained here was speed, volume, and max days. So that's
Right.
3 workouts. Then during the season, I'll do isometrics. So I'll do 3 isometrics. So I'll do
Right.
9 workouts a week, arm wrestling only.
Okay.
And then the other 3 to 4 workouts will be squatting, deadlifting, bench pressing,
Okay.
rows.
Do you take a day off, or is it 7 days a week?
I don't take any days off. I don't have any cheat meals. I don't understand any of that.
Right. What kind of diet are you on? High protein?
I am on a trying to gain weight diet. So
Oh, really?
I eat a basic clean diet, and then I throw
But
a whole
lots
bunch of
of-
garbage on top of it.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
But when I'm cutting weight, I've never seen anything work better than that keto diet. I love that keto diet so much. When they put me in super heavyweight, I tried to stay on it and try to gain weight on that diet, and I couldn't. You know,
Yeah.
I would fight it. I
Yeah.
could push it up a few pounds, and it would drop. And I had a juice glass, and I put a Sharpie mark on it, where if I filled it with olive oil up to that mark, it was 1,000 calories. I was doing 3 of those a day, just shots of olive oil. But the body just wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? That would
Yeah,
all
it
just
just-
go right back out. You know, it was, I could not gain. I could gain a pound or 2 a week on that diet, and then if I missed a meal or if I missed something,
dropped it
I
right
would
back
lose
off.
it. You know, it would fall right back. The